Good evening. And yes, more Kali and her shapes. So, and you're like, her, whatever. Anyways, so we're looking at the sphere and we're going to turn it back. We're going to turn it into Shirley's surface by reducing it from 1 to basically a half wave over itself. So that was a sphere. And I'm changing the math, but I'm not changing, like pi or the volume thing. So partial indicator. Of how Shirley's surface is actually 2 spheres, because that was a sphere, but now it looks like half a Shirley's surface. So, by inference, you could say, oh, well, to make a whole Shirley's surface, that would take 2 spheres. Now, just to point that out again, in a way, I'm going to make it back into a sphere, boop, and we're going to look over here. And there we go. Notice pi, so that gets pi, and purple gets pi, and yellow gets pi, totaling the 2 pi needed to make a sphere. And when I make it into Shirley's surface, it's only half. We're going to have to make 2 pi. Well, I have to make the purple 2 pi. But not only that, let's look at just where that pi ends up. So it is really hard to finesse while looking through the camera and doing this. Just go boop. So I'm going to make that a 2 pi. But notice that it didn't make that part. It made this part. Because when you follow through that point, you're now on the top. Let's say you're on the outside surface, but then you come out, down, and now you're the inside surface. And this is the whole link between this and spinors and matter, antimatter. Because you could just consider matter to be the other side, or antimatter to be the other side of the universe. When you make a fold in a piece of paper, the other side of the piece of paper is a mountain. When you make a mountain in a piece of paper, the other side is a fold. It has to be the reciprocal, unless you make some weird modification of thickness. But the thickness doesn't change because it's always going to be, thickness will always be a Planck, because time is a compact dimension. And when you go down the yellow, then you end up on the inverse side. And when you go down there, so one orbit would be expanding out from here. There's a neutron. This is all neutron decay. It expands to its absolute maximal because an atom of hydrogen in a deep void is as big as that hydrogen's ever going to get a chance to get. That hydrogen will only get smaller because it's going to be compressed by gravity as it comes down towards the event horizon. The event horizon and voids touch. The voids are the other side of every event horizon. One of the journeys is a really long journey from void to event horizon is, a billion years, billions of years, whatever, something long. It's a long trip. But from event horizon to void is infinitesimal. It's 1 Planck. It's almost like there's a Planck in the middle of the universe and spinning at c. And because it's the most dense thing, everything is trying to get to that surface. the event horizon surface. And then it pops out the other side. And this is the principle of neutron decay cosmology, rebranded now as quantum cyclic cosmology, because unless you put quantum in the title, you just get no attention. It's like that, advertising. It's kind of pathetic in my humble opinion, but what can I say? It is what it is, what it is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. Okay, peace. Love you all. Stay strong.